My name is Asian Johnson, and my speech is called Age is Nothing But a Number. Age ain't nothing but a number is a quote many use to say that love has no age differences. This same quote has brought on serious issues regarding underage teenagers and older adults who believe it causes statutory rape. Some opposing viewers believe that statutory rape laws shouldn't be enforced. However, I believe statutory rape laws should be enforced. Let's begin. Statutory rape is a non-forcible activity in which one of the individuals is below the age of consent. The term child abuse or child molestation may also be used, but statutory rape refers to sex between a sexually mature minor past the age of puberty and may therefore be distinguished from child sexual abuse. The age of consent is the age in which a person is considered to be legally competent to consent to sexual acts. The person below the minimum age is regarded as the statutory rape victim, unless both parties are underage. The purpose of setting the age consent is to protect underage teenagers from sexual advances. What causes statutory rape? Well, in some cases, older men can find women to date due to their insecurities. They know they can easily manipulate a young girl to give them what they want, need, or more. Older men seek power sexually and mentally. The young girl often lacks love and look for it in the older man. Even though it's illegal, both the older man and the young girl find benefits within each other. Statutory rape comes with a lot of consequences. This includes negative outcomes for the young teen, like unwanted pregnancies, physical and emotional abuse, and being taken advantage of. For the older men, they become offenders and have to deal with legal problems. Even if it was consensual between the two partners, it is seen as rape against a minor. The results ended in jail times for the offender, which can cause the older man to have their life behind bars and is as a registered sex offender. Many teens are having sex too soon, and these cases constitute a statutory rape. According to a report produced by the National Campaign to Prevent Teenage Pregnancy, 11% of girls under 14 more have relationships with partners 3 or more years older. In some cases, the relationships are criminal. Teenage girls are having sex too soon with older men may have many effects. This includes psychological issues. For example, the teen may think they're in love with the older man. However, the man only wants the younger girl for sexual benefits or to control her. Teens are not mature to enough and don't know the difference between being taken advantage of or being loved. As a result, they may get their heart broken easily, which can cause the young teen to feel depressed or have low self-esteem. Laws can protect these young girls from being hurt. First, older men can take advantage of underage girls if statutory rapes weren't enforced. Older men use immaturity and vulnerability to prey on these young women. Because they are still in their adolescent years, it is easy to manipulate the young girls into a relationship for the benefits. Sylvester and O'Connell note that adult males take advantage of teens and preteens every day in America, usually in plain sight because the laws aren't enforced. The young girls do not appear to be victims. They look and flirt like women, and many receive gifts or money. They think they know what they're getting themselves into, but they don't. Second, there should be a certain age where someone could consent to sex. Sexual partners among young teenagers should be equal in age. If the young teen is 16, then the partner should be no older than 18. Under no circumstances should there be anyone older than 18 having sexual relationships with teenage girls. The age of consent is set by each state to use enforced similarly statutory rape law. While the age of consent varies, currently each state requires the minimum age of consent to be at least 16 and no older than 18. This prevents any older men and young girls having sexual intercourse. Also, there should be a raise in the age of consent. Teens should be able to consent to sexual intercourse until the legal age 18. There are a lot of things that we cannot do legally until we are adult. Sex is an adult activity and should be treated as such. If teens cannot purchase alcohol, then they shouldn't be having sexual relationships. Teens are not allowed to smoke or gamble until they're 18, so they should not have the right to consent to sex until they are legal age as well. Underage teens having sex too soon can result in statutory rape. Enforcing statutory rape laws could also reduce unwed pregnancies. Too many teens are having children out of wedlock with older men. Velez and Goldman note that there are renewed interest in statutory rape laws coming out the strong research showing that babies of teenage moms don't necessarily have teenage dads. Half the babies are born to mothers between 15 and 17 have fathers who are 6 or more years older. The younger girl and the greater the age difference. Having a child out of wedlock can be a big problem for teens. The dad are most likely to leave the teenage moms with all the responsibilities. Unwell teenage pregnancy could lead to more teens dropping out of school. Teen mothers are less likely to complete or graduate school and more likely to end up on welfare, according to Lisa. Raising a child is a big responsibility and can be a hard task. Being a teenage mom comes with a lot of consequences and responsibility. Juggling school and take care of the child can be overwhelming, which can lead to the teen dropping out. They have to find a job and daycare services to help them, which can be hard, and help. Fagan and others maintains without the bond of marriage to hold couples together, many young fathers abandon young mothers and their children to poverty and welfare. Finally, unwell pregnancies could lead to more abortions. Sharpio states study shows that teens get pregnant, for example, they are half likely to have an abortion when their partners are 20 or older. When teens find out they're pregnant, it can become a bit of shock. They become scared and don't necessarily want to tell their parents, so they decide to get an abortion to eliminate the situation. They realize that they are not ready to take on the responsibility. Also, sometimes men convince the teen to get an abortion to protect themselves from legal problems. To conclude, enforcing statutory rape could reduce teenage pregnancy. Without protecting these young girls from statutory rape, young girls will experience negative outcomes. Many times, young girls date older men for love and affection they lack. On the other hand, the older man dates the young girl for control and sexual benefits. When the young girl doesn't get love she's looking for, she may feel like she's not good enough or wants to do more to make the guy like her. Relationships between 12 and 13 years, sexually mature men are unequal, often coerced and most always damaging. In addition to roughly 80,000 teen pregnancies resulted from these illegal relationships each year. Young girls in these relationships are more likely to drop out of school, suffer from low self-esteem, and become depressed, engage in delinquent and criminal behavior, and become addicted to drugs and alcohol, according to Sylvester and O'Connell. Finally, statutory rape laws can reduce sexual predators. Because statutory rape laws are easily bent, sexual predators seize this advantage to lure young girls. Real rape victims will not get the justice they need if laws are in place. There are a lot of predators out there pretending to be in a relationship with these young women to stay out of jail. Young women deserve to be protected from sexual predators. The goal of such enforcements will not be to fill jails and put fear into the hearts of males who see underage girls as targets. The perpetrator should not be rewarded because of the suggestion was successful. Society has a duty to protect these underage girls from sexual exploration by enforcing these laws. In the great debate about statutory rape laws, not everyone sees eye to eye. Though it's illegal for older men to be in relationship with younger girls, people believe there is nothing wrong with it. Despite the negative income, some believe statutory rape laws should not be enforced. Some people believe lawmakers did not design laws to make out teen or few older than the inmate their inmate partners. Ultimately, teens should be able to make their own choices about whether they participate with the sex without being prosecuted. In some cases, the relationship is genuine between the two partners and the case should not be pushed for being loved. However, I believe some teenagers are manipulated and forced to participate in sexual practices. At that point, they do not understand what they are doing and they consent to. Older men use the young mind and maturity to prey on young women. The teen might not think it's cool. The teen may think it's cool, but the older man is plotting for satisfaction. They also they also say there is no universal law that governs the age of consent between teenagers. For instance, no laws say that teens cannot participate in sex at a certain age. Dr. Elizabeth Schroeder explains we always tell young people there is no right age in which we can start being in a sexual relationship. As long as the teen is being safe and understand the consequence, then they should be okay for them sexual relation. Teens are old enough to know the right from wrong. On the other hand, it is very uncommon for these teens and somewhat older men to have intercourse. Teenage girls are still adolescent and not mature enough to deal with older men. Adults having sexual contact with younger men should be prosecuted. Young people have not developed the skills they need to avoid being manipulated and taken advantage of by an adult who is trying to satisfy his or her sexual desire. This results usually in a young person suffering. In conclusion, statutory rape laws should be enforced. Many teens are having sex too soon with older men, which results in negative outcome in statutory rape. Enforcing laws would be reduce unwed pregnancies. Unwed pregnancy among teens causes them to drop out of school and take care of the child alone. Also, society has a duty to protect underage from exploration. Statutory rape laws will prevent young teens from being manipulated and used by the older men for their sexual benefits. If laws aren't enforced, sexual predators will find it easy to prey on younger women. Thank you.